Hi gang, Rob here. It is the evening of 26 January 2023, Thursday night, 9 o'clock. Time for a knife sale on the Apostle P channel, and oh, what a knife sale we have. 34 items tonight, 31 of them knives, and it is the good stuff, my friends. Before we get into it, let's do a little bit of housekeeping as usual. First up, I need you to be familiar with and agreeable to the terms of the sale. I'm going to post them on the screen for you in just a moment. I'm also going to reprint them in the description underneath this video. Also in the description, at the very top, above the terms, you're going to see 3 links to previous videos on the channel. All very important. The first is entitled A Primer for Buyers. That is a 38-minute expanded explanation of the terms of the sale. If you are new to this weekly sales event, you're going to want to watch that. It explains in detail how we do things and why. It'll make your purchase experience much more smooth and enjoyable. The second link is for people who are interested in consigning knives on this weekly sales event. It's called FAQs for Consignors, and that explains all the ins and outs, whys and wherefores of how this works from the consignor's perspective. And the third link, as always, is to my rates and services video for the TheApostleP Knife Service, the original precision sharpening service for the online knife community. So in the all-important video description, at the top, those 3 links. In the middle, the terms of the sale. At the bottom, the list of tonight's inventory, complete with timestamps on the left. Pricing on the right. In the pricing column, you'll usually see 2 numbers. The one on the left is the price of your knife as shown in the video. Price on the right as sharpened by the TheApostleP Knife Service. There is room this week for 5 knives to be sharpened next day. So if you are among the first 5 to buy your knife as sharpened, those knives will ship tomorrow, the 27th, with all the as shown inventory. Now, if you see the word sold in lieu of pricing in that far right column, that means that knife is bought and paid for. It has a new owner. There's no need to send me an email. Short of that, it's probably available. If it's pending payment, I'll respond to your "I'll take it," indicating that fact. Okay, I think that's about it for housekeeping. Let's get the terms up on the screen. Then I'll be right back with the sale inventory. Here are the terms. All right, let's get to it, shall we? First up, we have screaming deals on 2 leftovers from last week. The first is from Sasparilla Knife and Tool. This knife was last sold used, consignment by Old Town Cutlery. They do a pretty nice job, don't they? This is the Sasparilla Barlow in CPM 154 with black canvas micarta bolsters, brown canvas micarta covers. Ooh. Kind of a fusion knife, but not really. It's got pinned construction, just like a real pocket knife, but sort of a modern design on the materials. The bolsters are black canvas. The covers are brown canvas. There is your maker's mark on the back spring. Pretty cool. Sasparilla Knife and Tool. Inside the knife, which is 3 5/8 inches closed, resides a single spear point blade, kind of a Zulu affair. Full height hollow ground with a long pull. It's a half-stop mechanism. Walk and talk is just okay. And the centering, though, very close. I'll call this near mint in the Old Town tube. And my seller paid $3.50 for this knife, used on consignment. We ran it last week at $2.95, got no takers. Dropped it to $2.60 for the weekend. It's still here. We're going to do $2.30 this week. $2.30 like it is $2.50 with my edge on the Sasparilla knife and tool Barlow. Next up, the knife with a story from Something Obscene. Comes in the old flip-top box with a card and a patch. Let's take a look at the card here. It says the model is the Mini J Cape in CPM 20CV. It is the flipper version, satin blade, black hard anodized titanium handle. We've got 3 7/8 inches of closed length or handle length. Little gear pattern backspacer. Orange peel titanium lightning bolt clip. Steel inserted titanium frame lock with lockup at about, what, 330? I like that geometry. Great little smallish flipper. Good ramp. Great indexing for the index finger. Flipping action's awesome. Got sort of a quad directional grinder satin, hollow main grind, flat on the front. Now this blade has been heavily and poorly modified. I'm not sure what the original shape was, but it's been shortened, it's been nosed down, it's had a crudely ground finger choil. I believe I sold this knife about 6 or 8 months ago. I didn't sell it to the guy who's consigning it, though. And we sold it way too cheap. I just can't remember how cheap it was, but it was cheap. If you look on sold listings on eBay for this knife, up to $700. They generally sell in the $400 to $500 range. If this had a pristine blade, that's what it'd be worth. We ran it last week at $2.50. Didn't sell. Dropped it to $2.20. Before I tell you the price this week, I'd take a flyer on this if you like the knife and maybe see about sending it back to the maker for a reblade, because I don't know what he's going to charge for it, but it can't be the difference between $185 and $400. Your price on this knife tonight, $185, like it is. If you want me to sharpen that wrecked blade, add $25, so $210 sharpened. That is the Something Obscene Mini J Cape. Next up, man, it seems like I've seen a lot of these lately. From Spyderco, we've got the Paramilitary 2 CPM CruWear with the natural canvas micarta scales. It seems like this is a regular production knife now, because I'm seeing it in stock at several places. Map pricing, brand new on the interweb at your favorite retailers, $189. This one, near mint to like new. Free dropper. Perfect lockup. Centering is very close to perfect, if not. Kind of depends on where it closes. Sometimes it is, sometimes it's not. But it's very close. We'll call it near mint to like new in box. And by the way, this one has a collector club number, C017, I believe it says. Let's see, let's do 160 on this one, 160 like it is. 185 if you'd like my edge, and that is shipped, priority mail, all in. 160 like it is, 185 sharpened. Spyderco Pair 2, net can, and CruWear. Next up, get ready for a pretty special Spidey, my friends. So, there's the box. The label says it's a Bradley 2. But your description's going to say Spyderco Gecko Customz Mini Gayle Bradley 2. Here's the card from Gecko. So they start, I guess, with a complete Gayle Bradley 2, and then they do some heavy modification. This one was made last July. Number 5, CPMM Forza blade steel, Mini Gayle Bradley 2. Spyderco Gecko Customz Knife Works. The scales are Dymalux, which is a stabilized wood product, has their custom pivot, acid stonewash blade, and a Casey Lynch deep carry titanium clip with the GCKW maker's mark in it. You want to see the knife? Look at that. So yes, it has been shortened in handle and in blade. I didn't measure the blade, but it's about 3 inches. Handle must be about 4 inches. You can see the original Gayle Bradley profile, but the pinky is going to hang out sort of behind the horn. That is an original Gayle Bradley 2 blade that's been modified into a sheep's foot. And you know, the maker's edge is not bad on that knife. A little wonky at the tip, but check out that custom pivot and check out that clip. And how about that longhorn etch and burn or carve and burn? There's your lock engagement. Rock solid. Action's nice on phosphor bronze. Centering is perfect. Lockup is beautiful. I'm going to call it like new, near mint to like new, as modded by Gecko. My consignor paid $500 for this knife. We're going to do $450 like it is. $480 with an ApostleP edge on that M4 blade. That's the Spyderco Gecko Customz Mini Gayle Bradley 2. Next up, you know, I didn't even tease you guys about this knife yesterday because it's pretty special. Didn't need my help. Comes in the little Spyderco luxury pouch. What on earth is it? Well, I believe that says Chaparral stepped titanium. Oh yeah. You guys know my love affair with the Chappie. And just check that out, would ya? Let the light play with that engraving. Oh. Still a Chaparral, still a midlock, super skinny blade, but stepped, engraved 6Al 4V titanium. CTS XHP blade, less than 3/32 stock, midlock mechanism, forward choil, super smooth action, perfect centering. Lock up, it locks up like a Spyderco midlock, which is to say perfectly. We'll call it near mint to like new in pouch. They're out of stock and discontinued. When they were available, I found one website that still had a price up. They were $367 map pricing on the interweb. They are so rarely available, there were no sold listings in eBay for this model. But Country Knives, who by the way does not sell discontinued Spydercos for MSRP, because I'm pretty sure MSRP on this knife was not $600, but if you want to pay that, Country Knives has one just like this for $600. How about we buy this one for $325 like it is, $350 with an ApostleP edge. The Spyderco Chaparral stepped titanium. Next up, we got a pair of sheaths, actually clip slips for traditional knives from Bearded Owl. The first we will call the Bearded Owl tan leather clip slip. because the leather is tan, a traditional slip joint folding pocket knife would go in there. It has a black spring clip for your pocket. Dimensions are 2 inches wide, 5 1/4 long, with that taper at the bottom. These sell new on Bearded Owl's website for $50. This is like new, no packaging. Let's do $35 like it is. No need to sharpen. The Bearded Owl tan leather clip slip. That brings us to the next one, the black one. This is the rectangular black Bearded Owl clip slip. This is going to be a little more flexible leather than the tan one, and it gives you a little relief above the stitching to dig the knife out if you need to. Polished pocket clip. Dimensions on this one, 2 1/8 wide, 4 7/8 long. Black stitching, like new, no box. You can buy these direct on the web from Bearded Owl for $50. This one can be yours, $35 like it is. No need to sharpen. That's the Bearded Owl black leather clip slip. Next up, this is a pretty nifty little package. This is the BRS Vault knife case, large size. Can't really get it all on the camera, but it's 11 inches from end to end, 6 1/2 top to bottom. It's got sort of a hard polymer outer case with a faux carbon fiber finish, bi-directional zippers, nylon web carry handle with a little neoprene. Inside, you have a bit of netting, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Velcro affixed panels with elastic for holding knives. I didn't count how many, but you can get a lot in here. It's pretty much like new, no packaging. Amazon sells these for $41, brand new. You can have this one for $30. That's a pretty nice little setup. Pretty nice indeed. That's the BRS Vault knife case, CF look, large size. $30, shipped priority mail. Okay, next up, man, what a knife. What a knife. I'm digging through stuff because there's a lot here. These, I believe, were made in 2021. Remington trademark. It is the Prospector baby bullet knife. Finding a new era. It is the Remington model R7352. Comes with this envelope with a big story inside. Man, that takes up a lot of room. It's messing with my staging area big time. Big time. Want to see the knife? Here you go. If you think that looks like a Great Eastern Cutlery number 73 swell center curved handle trapper, you are correct, because that's what it is. Contracted by Remington. You've got the bullet shield. Nickel silver bolsters, chamfered. Closed end construction to keep stuff out. Deep brown jig bone. Drop point main with the Remington trademark etch, fingerprinted. I should have wiped better. Stunning walk and talk. 7 1/2 pull on the main, about 8 on the secondary spay. Nice snap, perfectly centered blades. Near mint to like new inbox with papers. These are out of stock, of course. Sold listings on eBay ranging between $157 for a turd all the way up to $289. Don't know who would have paid $289 for one of these. I'm not going to ask you to. I think let's do $170 like it is. $200. I sharpened both blades. That's the Remington R7352 Prospector, made by Great Eastern Cutlery. Pretty cool. Next up, speaking of Great Eastern Cutlery, we've got one from their handcrafted Tidioute line. It's a model 745120 in brown burlap micarta. It is a burlap micarta Mustang. Got a button with it. I own the twin to this knife. And this one's going to come in a GEC slip. There it is. What a handsome devil, wouldn't you say? The 74 curved handle trapper frame. Got the Federal shield. Satin hardware that's got a little carry wear in it. Main blade is a drop point, no etch. A full flat grind nail nick and a drawn swedge. Pull weight, solid 7. Super snappy. Check out the Roadrunner action at half stop. And centering dead down the middle. We're going to call this one near mint in tube with GE slip and button. There's a little carry wear in the hardware, a couple little hairlines in the blade. Somebody actually used it, but very lovingly. Let's do 170 on this one. 190 with an ApostleP edge, including that embossed GEC slip. The GEC Tidioute number 74 Mustang. Let's put you back in your little home. There. Next up, we got a little gem right here. From the initial run of the number 14 Lyle's Lick Creek Boys Knife model. Model is 142116. This one in smooth ivory bone. And nothing gets better looking over the years than smooth ivory bone. So 3 1/16 closed length. Steel bolsters, steel liners, steel blade, $10.95 to be exact. A 6.5 pull, satin blade cut swedge, long pull. And the big deal on this knife, the GEC TIW tang stamp, the Titusville Ironworks tang stamp. Gorgeous little spear, don't you think? Beautiful snap. A dead centering. Yeah. We'll call it near mint in tube. Oh, and by the way, some guy in Northeast Indiana sharpened this, so it doesn't need it again. So that's the GEC Tidioute number 14 Lick Creek Boys Knife, the TAP edge. Unobtainium. Couldn't find one currently for sale. Couldn't find sold listing for this knife in this cover material. Let's do 185. 185. No need to sharpen. The GEC Tidioute number 14 Lick Creek Boys Knife with an ApostleP edge. Next up, got one from Benchmade. I don't know, what does that thing weigh? Like 1.3 ounces. It's a mini Bugout. Benchmade 533 mini Bugout in orange. So you got the orange Grivery handles, orange thumb studs, orange standoffs, some kind of a black oxide or parkerized, not painted, shorty deep carry clip, ambidextrous variety, axis lock knife, S30V blade, beautiful stonewash over a grinder satin, black hardware. Rock solid lockup, free dropping blade, and blade is, if not perfect, very close to centered. Let's see. Oh, I should tell you dimensions: 2 13/16 inch blade, 3 11/16 inches a handle. Near mint, no box. These are available brand new at your favorite web retailer. They will run you $153 plus tax, or just buy this one, $125 like it is, $145 with an ApostleP edge. The Benchmade 533 mini Bugout OR for orange. Next up, I don't think you can find one of these this cheap. Now, there are a couple reasons. Okay, this is the Spyderco Dragonfly 2, DLT exclusive, OD FRN handle, DLC blade, in CPM CruWear. Now, I just want you to look. It's got a little edge where it might even have been touched up. There are a couple of hairlines in the DLC coating. You can tell it's been carried a bit. Some of the black is worn off the clip. However, lockup is rock solid. Blade is super free. It's pretty close to perfect centering. I'm going to call it excellent, no box. Now, these are long out of stock at DLT. I found 2 sold listings recently on eBay. 177 and 180 is what they sold for. Now, those were near mint to like new examples. This one is not, but if you've been looking for a CruWear Dragonfly for a user, here you go. 80 bucks like it is, 100 with an Apostle P edge. That's in your inventory as Spyderco Dragonfly 2 OD CruWear. Next up, it's time for some fixed blade action on the Apostle P knife sale. First, what a beauty. It's from Bark River Knives, Escanaba, Michigan, USA. And it is a Gunny Rampless with a Swedge in black canvas micarta and CPM 3V steel. Yes, sirree, Bob. You get the pancake style sheath with fire steel loop. You can carry that like any way you can think of with that slot configuration. And check it out, boys. It would be a Mike Stewart type example. Plain pins, plain tube, no liners, and polished black canvas micarta. But I want you to take a look at that blade. It's still a drop point. It's still a saber convex grind, but to my eye, that Swedge changes everything. It's just amazing. You know, it's kind of like, what is it? I don't know. There's a Benchmade that does this, a drop point with a Swedge that makes it look like a clip point. And great symmetry on this knife for a hand-finished knife. Notice the flats, very similar on both sides. Even the Swedge cut, very good. Condition on this will be like new in box. This would have had a web retail of about $220 new, and they are gone. And good luck finding one. This one can be yours, shipped, priority mail, all in, 200 bucks. $225 if you'd like it with an Apostle P edge. That is the Bark River Gunny Rampless Swedge. Next up is the Rob's pick for tonight's sale, and it is quite special, although this is the only packaging you get with this knife, the blade protector. Who cares? Just wait till you see it. I wish he had a box, but he doesn't. You get a sheath that looks a lot like the Bravo series sheath, with the reversible retention strap, and because the sheath is pretty much symmetrical, the knife can go either way. Here it is, boys. It's the Gambler Bowie. Oh, kind of the California clip. A2 steel, limited edition, stunner, 3 13/16 inches of blade, 4 7/16, 4 5/8 blade, 4 3/4 handle, and the handle is the cross-guarded Bill Moran handle in, you guessed it, desert ironwood. Isn't she gorgeous? Oh, yeah, oh. For those of you who don't know the story, Bill Moran was an ergonomic freak, and he developed arthritis kind of early in life. So he started designing handles that would accommodate the human hand very comfortably, even ones that weren't working so well. This is an instant classic, and by the way, one of 4. This blade, this handle, and this material. One of 4. Yeah. Yep. And the condition, near mint to like new. No box. Long out of stock. This one's not going to be cheap. $300 like it is. $325 with my edge. The Bark River Gambler Bowie. Next up, we're going to jump from Gladstone or Escanaba over to Gladstone. Tope knives. Tope knives. My buddy Dan Tope. Inside we have the Covert Field Scalpel in CPM 154 black canvas micarta handle. I think I wrote G10 in my written description, but it's black canvas. And the sheath is by Wagon Box Leatherworks, proprietor Michael Buchholz. And just check this package, guys. That sheath, spiderweb variety, scout carry, black with a hint of red, which makes a lot of sense when you look at this. That is the Covert Field Scalpel, 2 7/8 inches of very high flat ground CPM 3V, 2 7/8 in length. The handle 3 3/4. And for a knife that has very skinny profile, old Dan knows how to make it fit the hand. You bet he does. Got a little jumping up top. Nice jumping. Red pins, red liners. Very cool package. These are long out of stock, and I bet you they didn't come with that sheath. Let's do 300 on this. 320 with an Apostle P edge. That's the Tope Covert Field Scalpel. Next up, time to head to Oregon City. The Benchmade Knife Company. We have, it's just a 940 Osborne -2001. What does that mean? You Benchmade heads know what it means. It's that one. It's that one. Titanium scales, red thumb studs, red standoffs. Kind of a tumbled deep carry shorty clip. There is a scuff in the titanium right there. That's pretty much it. Okay. The blade has like an acid stonewash finish S90V blade, and I'm going to tell you the etching is a little blotchy and a little faint. It says limited edition number 795 there. Lockup is rock solid. Blade is free dropping. Centering is very close but might favor the right slightly. So I'm going to call it near mint in box. They're discontinued. They're out of stock. Let me tell you guys, here is the sold listing price range on eBay. Sold. Low number $416. High number $689. Those are American dollars, by the way. Your price on this one, $390 like it is. $420 with an Apostle P edge. That's the Benchmade 940-2001 Osborne. Time to turn the page. Next up, from Great Eastern Cutlery, the Northfield Premium Pocket Knives line. I have a Schaefer Farm Whittler, model 59-2322. If I hit that light one more time, I'm just going to stop the video. Okay, you ready? Oh, and by the way, it's in desert ironwood. Lined bolsters, cloud shield, desert ironwood covers. Close length 3 9/16. Sleeve board Whittler, split back variety. So you have the center wedge spacer, one spring each, runs both secondaries, both springs converge to run the main. The main blade is a deeply swedged spear on a cam tang. Pull weight is about a 7. Walk and tuck, not bad, not superb, not bad. Pen secondary, and the secondaries are on half stops, and a coping secondary. Very nice indeed. We're going to call this near mint in tube. Sold listings on eBay for this cover material and this knife between $180 and $260. Let's just put this one right at the bottom of that range. $180 like it is. $220, I sharpen all 3 blades. That's in your inventory is GEC Northfield number 59 Whittler Ironwood. Next up, it's a 59 Party. A Tidioute 59 Schaefer Farm Whittler, model 592322, in my favorite acrylic of all time, Hummingbird acrylic. I had an 83 and Mike Latham stole it from me to sell it. Anyway, there it is, the sleeve board 59 Whittler. Tidioute trim, so you got polished and plain bolsters, brass liners, steel center wedge spacer. You've got 3 9/16 inches of closed length. The main blade on a cam tang, about a 7 pull. Pretty nice snap for a cam tang. Nail neck, deep cut swedge. Secondaries are on half stops. Got a pen over here with a little owl on it, and a coping over here. Nice. Beautiful Hummingbird acrylic. Man, it's gorgeous. Couple of these on eBay, sold listings, just a couple, between $180 and $190. We'll call this near mint in tube. We're going to do it at $175 like it is. $215, I sharpen all 3 blades. Near mint in tube. The GEC Tidioute number 59 Whittler Hummingbird. Next up, another 59, perhaps the most interesting of the 3. It is a 59 Schaefer Farm Whittler, model 592322. And check it out, guys. They're calling this mint chocolate jig bone. It's green, it's brown. This is one of the greener ones I've seen, and I want you to look at that jigging. That does not suck. That's gorgeous. Get it. Sort of a Tidioute gimp shield going on. Polished bolsters, brass liners, steel center wedge spacer on the split back Whittler. 3 9/16 closed. There is your main spear blade with the deep cut swedge. Cam tang, about a 7 pull. Not bad walk and talk. Pen secondary on a half stop. And a coping secondary on a half stop. We'll say near mint in tube. Now in this mint chocolate cover, between $180 and $240 sold listings on eBay. And I didn't see one cover in those knives on eBay that was this stunning, with that gradation between chocolate and mint. Beautiful. We're going to do $180 on this one. $220, I sharpen all 3 blades. That's in your inventory is GEC Tidioute number 59 Whittler mint chocolate jig bone, JB. Next up, we have the last GEC in tonight's sale, and probably the buy of the sale. It is from Northfield, unexcelled. Comes in a big long tube. The knife inside is a model 651122 Ben Hogan Bullet in Indian paintbrush jigged bone. Comes with the Northfield unexcelled bullet button. And here's the knife. That is red, boys. It is red, red, red. It ain't pink. It is red. The unexcelled bullet, triple line and pinched bolsters, plain end caps, and a big, long, stunning clip point blade, polished with the big, bold, unexcelled bullet, long pull, cut swedge. Beautiful walk and talk. 7 pull. Centering, I said, was very close, and it is. Condition, near mint, in tube. Your price, $145 like it is, $165 with my age. That is the GEC Northfield number 65 Ben Hogan Bullet. Next up, time to go back to Escanaba, Michigan, USA. It's a Bark River. And the model inside is a Fox River EXT1. That's an interesting model designation. This is the brainchild of Jason Toone at DLT Trading. We've got a nice waterproof treated leather sheath. Nice snap. This one looks to have been nicely wet formed by its owner. So here is the Fox River EXT1. First production run knife in CPM 3V. So what this is basically a Fox River with a gunny handle. Good job, Jason. Good job, Jason. Yeah. 4 1/8 inch blade, 4 1/2 inch handle, 3V. Black and green linen micarta. I'm going to call this excellent in box. It's been sharpened by its owner, some very fine hairline sharpening scratches in the satin. Been used a little, not excessive edge wear at all, very, very little. Anyway, let's see. This would have been about $220 web retail. And let's see, they're out of stock. Your price, this is a buy on a very nice knife. If you like the gunny handle, but you want a little more blade and a full height convex, here you go. What a cutter. Let's do $145 like it is, $170 with my edge. That's a buy. The Fox River EXT1. Next up, everybody wants one of these. Everybody wants one. Not everybody has one. From Bark River. Yep, it's a Bravo 1, and it's a 3V Bravo 1. Comes in the waterproof treated leather Bravo sheath with the most ingenious cross strap ever devised by mankind. It just tucks back in here so you don't cut it with your knife. Let's see. Here is the knife. Yep, 3V Bravo, rampless but jimped. And that jimping is super bitey. Very nice. Now notice it's been sharpened and there's some scuffs up the blade from doing so. It's got a pretty toothy edge. Handle, black canvas, red liners, blade length 4 1/4, handle 4 13/16, big hand filling Loveless Stewart Coke bottle, work of art. Let's see, these are out of stock. Sold listings on eBay for similar Bravos and 3V, running between $250 and $295. Let's do this one at $230. like it is 255 with my edge. That's the Bravo 1 3V. Next up, here's another superb deal on a Barkey. This consignor uses his Barkeys lovingly. There's the box. It's an Aurora in black and green linen micarta. Again, waterproof treated, leather sheath. Got a little paracord lanyard tied. Got my favorite micarta, black and green linen. No liners, no fancy pins. Blade is A2, 4 5/8 inches in length. Again, it's been sharpened, it's been used, got some scratches up the blade face. Not a bad edge. A little wonky at the tip. But you know, it's a user and it's going to be priced accordingly. We'll call it excellent in box. How about 140 bucks like it is? That is with 4 5/8 inches of skinny, slicey, bushcrafty blade. 140 like it is, 165 with an ApostleP edge. That's the Bark River Aurora. Next up, the fanciest Barkey in the sale tonight. It is indeed. Here's the box. It's a big long box. It's a Bravo 1.25 LT in 3V, Rampless, with sea blue G10 white liners, mosaic pins. You just want to see it now, don't you? Comes in a waterproof treated pancake style sheath, multi-configurable. Oh, would you look at that? Look at that. Yes. Yes. No jimping on this Rampless Bravo 1.25. 3V blade. 4 7/8 inches of blade. 4 7/8 inches of handle. Those mosaic pins are stunners, aren't they? This one has not been resharpened. It's got very slight patina in a couple spots there. No big deal. So we'll call it near mint in box. Can't find this on eBay. I betcha that was a pre-order. And man, is it cool. Let's do that one at $250 like it is, $280 with my edge. That's the Bark River Bravo 1.25 LT. Next up, ooh, it's a long reach. Chris Reeve knives. Large and cozy, plain. PJ, large and cozy. Now the factory clip is installed, but I'm going to show you this before I forget. It comes with an MXG black titanium deep carry clip that does fit, I'm told. Okay. It says large and cozy 25. Okay. The card says this was born on August 23rd, 2021. Blade Steel's S45. It's a drop point. And this one, you don't have to worry about it. It's beautifully trailed. Just beautifully trailed. Look at that. Gorgeous. A little wear on the thumb studs. It's been user sharpened. It's got a polished edge. A little curly at the tip, but not horrible. Rock solid lockup. Ceramic ball interface locks up perfectly. Nice free blade. Centering is going to be dead down the middle. Let's see. Does it flick? You bet it flicks. Condition, we will say, is excellent to near mint. trails noted. These are out of stock. eBay sold listings on plain Jane used large Incosies between $430 and $633. I think somebody gets a deal on this one. Let's do $395 like it is. $425 with an ApostleP edge. Chris Reeve, large Incosie. Next up, speaking of Incosie, it's a small Incosie in Singo. Here's the card. Built last October the 19th. It's S45VN with an Insingo blade. I gotta turn that box or something's gonna fall over. Okay. This one, my friends, is stunning. Other than a little wear on the button of the thumb stud, this knife is unmarked. And this one has a really nice polished edge. I'm not even going to offer a sharpened price on this one. Rock solid lockup. Nice action. A deadly centered blade. Does it flick? You bet it does. Beautiful knife. Near mint in box. These are out of stock. When they were available, they were $425. Can't buy one. This one has a way better than factory edge. Let's do $395. No need to sharpen. Chris Reeve, small Incosie in Singo. Next up, another one from Chris Reeve. This one is an Impinda plain. Yes, the slip joint Chris Reeve S35VN blade. May 30th of 2019. Comes in the think twice, cut once pocket slip. Inside the slip is the knife. Got a right hand tip up milled titanium pocket clip. A big old pivot. A nail neck. Now the opening action on these is interesting. It's not terribly smooth. It is a cam tang of sorts, and it's progressive. Up to there, it's about a 6, 6.5. Out to here, it's a 7.5. Very interesting tang geometry. Nice drop point blade with a large hollow. Blade length on the Impinda, 3 1/8. Handles 4 1/16. Very Harsey, isn't it? And the reason they do that is to make it hard to break off open, and it is. Takes a lot of pressure. Makes it very robust. Blade centering, dead. It is like new in the box. They are out of stock. When they were available, they were $500 new. eBay sold listings. They vary wildly between $305 and $605. This one, this condition, got to be worth $395. That's your price. $420 with my edge. That's the Chris Reeve Impinda. Next up, we have a black class knife from our friends at Benchmade. It is the 3150 Impel, the gentleman's auto. Yeah, it's got a natural finished aluminum frame, a polished tip down right hand clip, G10 scales, a button lock automatic with safety, gorgeous swedged drop point blade, lurch design, S30V. Lockup is dead rock solid. Centering is very close to perfect, if not. Blade is 1 15/16. California, here we come. Handles 3 1/8. condition. Near mint in box. There are a couple very, very light scuffs on the clip. I'm not even sure you can see them. You could almost call it like new. So these are discontinued, not a stock. Last available map pricing was $166. We're going to do this one at $130 like it is. $155 with an Apostle P edge. Why $25 on such a short blade? Because it's a pain to sharpen, just so you know. That is the Benchmade 3150 int'l automatic. Next up, this model was featured in one of my Knife Ship Free sponsored US made knife reviews. It is the 317-1 Weekender from Benchmade. A fusion slip joint. It's a modern canoe. OD, canvas micarta, black hardware, orange pivot collars. Closed length, 4 1/16. Blade configuration, clip point main, skagel slot. It's a half stop knife. The walk and talk is, ready? Proper. You Benchmade guys will know what that means. Secondary blade is a big fat pen like a mini spear. And then, because it's a weekender, you're going to need to open bottles. Yep. Blades are S30V. Condition is near mint to like new in box. I think everything's pretty well centered up. Pull weights are about 6.5. Map pricing on these brand new, $245. There are 2 sold listings on eBay for this knife. They were both best offer accepted on $200 buy it nows. So we're going to do this one at $160 like it is, $195 with Apostle P edges on both blades. That's the Benchmade 317-1 Weekender. Next up, need a Spyderco for your key ring. Here you go. It is the Man Bug. The Man Bug. It's a little baby. 2 inches closed. Oh, I'm sorry, 2.5 closed handle length. 2 inches of blade. The Spidey clip, I like to call it. VG10. Pinned FRN handle. Bowie dented midlock. Mostly solid lockup. If you yank on it, you can get a little vertical play. Super free blade. Blade centering dead. Condition on the Man Bug. Near mint in box. Brand new, these are $58 plus tax plus shipping. Let's do on this one $40 all in, no sales tax, priority mail included. $60 with my edge. That's the Spyderco Man Bug. Next up, Spidey heads, look out. Spidey heads, look out. You've all been wanting one. You can't find one. It's a Spyderco Blade HQ dealer exclusive. Paramilitary Tonto. Oh my. Black G10. Polished clip. Hasn't been moved. What does that tell you? A little heavier than normal blade because of all the girth in the middle. Yeah. S30V. A beautiful compound grind. Hollow main bevel. Flat front bevel. Beautiful swedge. Gorgeous satin. Rock solid lockup. Free drop-in blade. Dead down the middle. Condition like new in box. They're discontinued. They're out of stock. eBay sold listings ranging between $284 and $358. There can't be a nicer one. Your price on this one, $285 like it is, $315, and I sharpen that blade. That's the Spyderco Tidioute Tonto. Next up, we're going to finish the sale with a couple Barkeys. First, it's a Gunny. Just a Gunny, but it's an S35VN Gunny And it comes in a Gunny sheath even. Oh, S35VN and stunning olive wood handle. Oh my. That's just a thing of beauty. Pretty high grind on this Gunny. Oh, that olive wood. Oh, it just feels so nice. It's beautiful. 3 3/4 blade, 4 9/16 handle, like new in box. These are out of stock. When they were available, this one would have been about $220 with this handle. We're going to do it at $180 like it is, $205 with an ApostleP edge, with a Bark River Gunny. Next up, and the last knife in tonight's sale, it's another Bark River. It is a Bravo EDC Rampless, which I think the Bravo EDC should be Rampless, but that's just me. Comes in a little pancake sheath, vertical or cross draw, and this one comes in camphor burl. Look at that stuff, would you? Man, that's beautiful. So, we got a blade of CPM 154. It's just beautiful. And of all the EDC size Barkies, the Bravo EDC is the one that gets me 4 fingers and an overhand pinch, which neither the featherweight Fox River nor, well, the Mini Aurora does, but it's a bigger knife. Anyway, beautiful, beautiful. 3 1/4 blade, 3 13/16 handle, like new, in box, with leather. This would have been about $200 new. Don't think you can find it. Let's do $175 like it is, $200 with my edge, like new in the box. Bark River Bravo EDC Rampless. And that, my friends, brings us to the end of another weekly knife sale on the ApostleP channel. Hope you enjoyed it. I sure did. Grace to you and peace, my friends, from God our Father and the Lord Jesus Christ. Remember, the word is sharp. Have at her, boys.